Welcome to Parish and Community. Today we're talking to our new Pastoral Council Chair, Maurice Muia. Welcome. How are you doing today, Maurice?
Doing well, Angela. Nice to see you today.
Nice to see you. So tell me how you first got involved with College Church.
So I first got involved in the most common way. I went to graduate school at STU, so that made it easy. I'm Catholic, so I decided to go to the parish on campus. So that's how I got involved with College Church.
It is very nice to have College Church right there. It's an easy walking distance from anywhere on campus, isn't it?
Very easy, yeah.
And how would you describe the church to those who may not be familiar with it?
I would describe the church as very welcoming, very progressive in its thought, and really intentional about the programs that it provides to parishioners and the community at large.
That's a good elevator speech. You've been. I'm glad you're on Pastoral Council.
But seriously, I think we do a good job of that. I mean, really,
yeah.
Well, COVID has dampened a lot of things, unfortunately. But the parish picnic that we had a couple years ago, hot stuff and cool stuff, crossroads training, anti-racism training.
Mm-hmm.
Father Dan being very outspoken, and the other Jesuit priests being very outspoken. The former provincial, being very outspoken when he would come to College Church. So yeah.
Tell me more about your own faith journey.
So my faith journey, I've always been Catholic, but born, raised. But my wife has been very good about making me a better person in my faith. She's very much like my mother-in-law. She's very, straight and narrow in that regard, whether it comes to novenas or prayer or other exercises that you perform to deepen yourself in your faith. And that's been very helpful for me. So what I'm trying to say is it's also a community, whether it's, the church, the parish itself, or either, even here at home, helping me to be better in that regard.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Yeah.
And how did you get involved with the Pastoral Council?
Kathy Kippenberger, I saw her, we would talk after Mass every now and then. And she said she wanted to talk with me. And I think I either left early or she lost track or something. And then we met up later at Trader Joe's and she was like, I wanted to ask you, do you think you would mind being on the parish council?
Oh.
And so, to me, when it comes to things with faith, it's kind of bad to say no. So I said, sure, I'll join, right? Because
right.
then, it's like you're not finding value, and it's not something you don't find important, right?
Right.
So I said, sure, and then once I got there, and the first couple meetings, Father Dan talked about the examine and community and reconciliation, communion and reconciliation. And those two things have really stuck with me, He really talked heavily about reconciliation and communion, and not communion in the sense of the sacrifice that's made during communion, but communion with others, right? And communion with God. And so I'm still here, right? So I was asked recently to become the chair, and I was glad to be asked that. So I hope I can help us through this, transition that we're going through, and make sure we do it well.
Yeah.
And not be afraid of the things that may change, right?
Right.
But make sure that everybody knows where we're going and why we're going somewhere, right? So.
Yeah, that kind of leads naturally into my next question, which is the relationship between the Pastoral Council and the rest of the parish, and strategies that you may have for thinking through what that looks like, how we can make sure that we're all on the same page.
Right. So I do a good bit of that now with, being a councilman in Richmond Heights, and where I'm on the council. So, I represent constituents, right? Right. And I also, or I should say neighbors. I like to say neighbors, right? Because constituents sound so distant.
Right.
But, making sure that, on the Pastoral Council, that the parish knows what's going on. That's how you were very instrumental in making sure that we put that in the bulletin last time, right? To say that, these are the things we're thinking about. This is what happened, or the revenue that we got from the
gala.
The gala, yeah, the virtual gala. And so making sure that we do that on a timely basis, right? But also making sure that, we do our research on our side to things where we're trying to go to a new model where we haven't done that, right? And we're in a parish that is not a neighborhood parish necessarily, right?
Right.
Everybody kind of comes in, right? So we have things that are strengths and we have things that are challenges, and trying to meld the two together to come up with the best solution. And it's not going to be perfect, but at least in my hope, the vision that I have, along with Katie and Father Dan and with the staff, that this is something that parishioners feel that they are a part of.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Yes, indeed. Very good.
Yeah.
Holy men and women that have made a difference in your faith journey?
Right. So Saint Maurice is one. I found out about him sometime, I want to say it was, back in school, probably in high school, when I was going through confirmation. They talked about different saints. And so one of the first things we did was we looked at people's, first name, right? The first name. And so that was the first one. And so, it's Black History Month. We're a little bit past Black Catholic History Month, right? But nonetheless, though, by 2 months, right? 3 months. But nonetheless, though, I think it's important for us to know that, there are saints from all over the world, right? And, he was from Egypt, but he died, I think I forgot where he passed away in Europe, right? But it goes to show that our faith is worldwide, and everyone from around the world has been venerated in some form, right? So whether they're from Europe or the US or from Africa or from the Middle East, or even from Asia at large, we have saints all over, right? And they have different parts and unique abilities that they have that we pray to for intercession.
Right.
But I was baptized with Saint Michael the Archangel, though.
Okay.
But Saint Maurice comes to mind right now. You yourself also?
So I was just thinking how it shows as you said, the global nature of the church, and especially that we've come out of a period, I think, a long period where it was very Eurocentric, and that has to change because the demographics of the church are not European or even the North American continent necessarily. There's a lot of Catholicism on the move, and it's looking different, and that affects the whole experience of Catholicism because we are one family.
We are one family, exactly. We are one family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Maurice, this is wonderful. I wish you a great deal of providential blessing in your role as the Pastoral Council chair, and look forward to talking with you more about what that looks like in the future.
Thank you, Angela. Thank you for having me today.
Sure. Take care.
Okay, you too.